Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you about all the resources available that I know of to track our world live. So if you're tired of Google Earth that have photos that are 2 years old and you want to see actually what's happening live, there's tons of resources on the internet that allows you to do that. So if you want to move around the world, you want to study something, you want to travel somewhere, you want to track ship, plane, trains, whatever resources you want to track, the weather, satellites, everything, all that is available online. Let me just show you, and then I'm going to put everything in the description below. Now, the one I use the most is Plane Finder because you have access to every single plane in the air, and that includes military plane that have the transponder on, and a lot of them will have it. You're going to see sometimes some Russian MiGs right around Ukraine because they want to indicate where they are in order for people to not shoot them down, right? So this is how journalists are actually like going around and trying to find out what's happening live around the world, especially like I said right now in Ukraine. So this is Europe's full of planes, middle of the night on the west coast of the United States. So of course there are not many flights up, but on the east coast it starts to wake up, tons and tons of flight. So you can monitor everything. You can click on any of those flights and you're going to be able to see when it takes off. It's in the air right now. It's going to land soon. You can Google all those flights as well. So here you can see all of this. So if you want to track anybody in the air or see how long those flights are, or if you're curious whether or not, the flights are going, which destination or where they're actually tracking, like they're going, like these ones are going over the North Pole, stuff like that. If you're interested in seeing the flight routes and stuff like that, you'll have everything here. Now, there are two sites that are used actually to track boats around the world, okay? And right now, the oligarchs that are actually fleeing with their ship to put them in different locations, this is exactly the site that their people are using in order to be able to determine where they are around the world. Because if they're of certain size, you're not allowed to actually close your transponder. So you can just go hover over a ship. Now, this one, if you pay for it, you'll have all the details. If you don't, you're going to have only access to certain ships. Okay, so for example, this one has its transponder on. It's actually a company, so they have no problem publishing the information. It's a Norwegian ship. You see where it goes. You see where it's going to be there, its current speed, the last time it transmitted. So where the data is. This is from 7 UTC, so it's very, like from the time of my recording anyway. You could see everything in the Suez Canal, the Panama Canal. So this is kind of cool to track. I'm using mostly another because it's actually better. I like Maritime Tracker. Now, I pay Maritime Tracker only when I move to another country around the world in order to be able to track my shipment, okay? So this is actually pretty good. The map is also very, very accurate as well, so you could have a live view of the world, same concept. But if you pay for it, you actually have way more details on the ship. So it tells you if it's a cargo ship, it's a pleasure boat, if it's and it gives you the details of the ship, and you can see very easily all the information and when it's going to be at port or something like that. So when you have your bill of lading and they say it's going to go on ship A, switch to ship B at this port and ship to ship C, you'll be able to track your container that way instead of calling the shipper all the time to ask. Now, this one I didn't know at all. It's from NASA. It's actually allowing you to track fires around the world. And right now, people are using this in Ukraine in order to be able to see the activities on the ground. So this represents fires. So you could literally see which buildings are burning and sort of like see the war in Ukraine as it progressed and how the buildings are being bombed and stuff like that. I didn't really spend much time to actually see. I'm not a professional, but it's kind of cool to see. I don't know if the word cool apply, but anyways, it's kind of interesting to see that you could track all these fires and have all the information about them. Now, this one here, I'm going to go to the homepage. This basically is a map of the world with every single satellite and thing of interest. So if you want to see where the space station is, for example, then you click on it and then it's going to show you where it is. And you can track it in the sky, and if you're close enough, you'll see that it's moving pretty fast. And it's live tracking, so you can literally see where it is. So if you're interested in astronomy or something like that and you want to track it, no issue, you want to see it. I normally use this as well to track Iridium satellite, for example. So if I travel around the world and I want to see whether or not the satellite is going to be over my head and I'm going to have access using my sat phone, then I can use that in order to be able to see which region of the world the satellite are covering. All right, this one is actually a very cool site. Again, all the link in the description below, okay? So this is ESRI. It basically shows you the Earth with all the satellite and all the debris, okay? So if you click every single dots, okay, you're gonna see on the left what they are about, and you can go closer and track everything. It's pretty cool. So you see all the space debris and everything. And now this one is another one. This is stuff in space. You literally have the same information. You have everything that's basically floating around in space. It gives you the trajectory and everything. It tells you what it is. So all these space debris or all the satellite and everything. So much stuff in space. It's crazy. So this is a Russian Cosmos satellite. This is, like whatever, Starlink, tons of satellite that sometimes we hear about, don't know what they are. So if you want to research what they are, everything is there. All these satellites are all here and you can easily spot their trajectory. I don't know exactly what you could use this for, but it's kind of fun to know it's there if you want to have fun with that. This one is actually more important. This I actually use not when I travel around the world, but if I move to another country and I want to find out. You could go here. This will give you literally the world air pollution. So if you go to China, this is where mostly the air is super polluted. Some it's actually hazardous. I was trying to find one right now, but yeah, there's a lot where you're gonna see the color a very, very dark red. It's hazardous, like basically don't even go outside there. So that's the point. So all these are going to tell you. So if you want to travel somewhere, if you want to move to a country and you want to see how many cities, if it's polluted or not, whatever, then you can do that. The reason why Africa is not really covered is because they don't have sensors to detect, the air pollution. So that's pretty much the reason. Like you won't have anything in North Korea. It's not because North Korea is not polluted. It's because literally they don't have sensors. They don't share the data. Now this one here is basically zoom.earth. This is the weather around the world. You can press play and you could literally see the clouds moving. This is live. This is kind of very cool. That way you can have a global picture of all the cloud coverage and everything. So yeah, of course, we're going to normally check with the weather, but if you want to see if there's going to be cloud over your region today or something like that, you can easily see that. That's kind of cool. Gives you an extra piece of information. Now, the last one I use a lot is going to be Wind Finder. I also have the app. So I use this normally because of my drone. So if I want to fly my drone one day or something and I want to get out, instead of just like, guessing, like getting ready and everything, going by the beach and realizing the winds are super strong, I'm going to go and I'm going to look at Wind Finder. And also it's very, very smart because it actually will tell you, like when the winds are going to die down or at one time they're going to start. And with the app, it's kind of cool for that. So if they tell you, let's say at 7:30, the sun's going to rise, the wind are going to increase a lot. So fly before 7:30. This will give you that information and it has the entire planet. So that's kind of cool to see, like this actually very strong wind here. And when you have tornadoes and stuff like that, you can actually see them on there live, which is kind of cool too, to have a piece of information like that. So that's pretty much it that I know of. There's tons of other resources and I'm going to cover them in other videos. But if you want to track the entire planet, this are a bunch of resources you could use to track stuff live without having to wait for Google to publish them years down the road. This is actually live. Now, the one I could not see is train cargo transport. This, the merchandise train, these I cannot see anywhere. I don't seem to have a tracker for them. If you know of one, let me know. But I think because of hijacking and stuff like that, they're not published. I don't know, maybe, there's just no API for those. I don't know, but normally I would expect that they would be such, but I couldn't find anything. So if you know, let me know in the comment below. That's it, guys. Subscribe to the channel and I see you in the next video.